Hey, welcome to Performance Reviews, where we give you the review and technical tutorial from the technician's point of view. And today, you're going to want a clutched drill, a T20, and a Phillips number 2, and it never hurts to have a flathead screwdriver. And that's all you're going to need to fully disassemble this machine and get started. Let's get started here. I'm going to talk about how you get into this machine, some details. First thing I'm going to do is just remove the filter and set the filter cover aside. So the way this is it's very easy to get into. There are Phillips screws. Unfortunately, they have not standardized on Torx yet. Screws have Loctite on them, which is nice. So I'm going to just take the cover off. So one criticism I've had in the past of this cover is these grommets can come off, but they are a little bit better mounted these days. So here are the guts of how this works for anybody unfamiliar with the SIBO system. So what we have here are a lifetime belt system. I've seen these belts last 20 plus years and been fine, even in the commercial setting. The bearings inside this brush block and this clutch will wear out before those belts do. Everything's very easy to get to if you need to get to it. There's just Phillips screws. Things like the motor and things where you shouldn't get to, those have Torx screws. Again, I wish that was all the way around. The seal from the exhaust filter is directly from the motor. It seals up very, very nicely. Does a good job. Again, what I like is it's relying on the seal here and not on the cover, unlike previous models. The circuit board is extremely simple right here. Right here, this lead right here is for an LED headlight. If they choose to do an LED headlight, or if you can see here, the space for the LED headlight is already right here. My friend Hoover Lux over in the UK has a great video converting a SIBO and showing how to upgrade that, but you just change the bumper and plug that in and you're good to go. Everything is robust, built to last. The plastic that's used, let's find out if it's glass reinforced. No, they are not using glass reinforced plastic. It is just regular ABS UL plastic, as shown right here. Again, everything is made in Germany. The circuit board on this machine, unlike previous generations, has been stabilized with epoxy. That makes this extremely tough and resistant to all sorts of stuff. That assures this will happen for years to come in terms of quality. The plugs for everything are just very easy to get to. Again, there isn't anything you can't service or do within 10 or 20 minutes on this machine. Everything is just built to get into. Let's take a look at the motor. All right, here's the motor. One of the more important features is this grounding strap. That needs to be intact for things to work with the circuit board. Don't ask me how I know that. It's a Domol motor, 60 hertz, 120 volts, of course. When you pull the motor out of its casing, which has a beautiful rubber motor mount, you do have to just untwist this. It comes right off. Very simple. Another thing I was able to find out that is not an advertised feature is that it has a suction relief valve. And I thought that when I tested the working vacuum. So yeah, it does have a suction relief valve right there. It's a twin fan Domel motor. Again, nice big rubber gasket. This is all very standard SIBO stuff, standard stuff, good stuff. Yeah, you can replace the motor brushes, but by the time you do that, it is going to need to be changed. And I will just show you, there's a SIBO logo right there. That will focus in. If you see there, there's a SIBO logo right there. So everything is nice and easy to get to. I have no complaints about servicing these machines. I think these are some of the most serviced machines, easiest to service machines on the market. I want to say something else I did notice in here that's a little different from previous generations. Right here, there is a fan. Maybe you can see it better from this side. Let's zoom out. If you look here, there is a fan on the belt now, so that's cooling the clutch and the electronic components and other things in here. It's moving air in here to cool on us. So I think that's a really nice addition to cooling the inside of this. I am just very pleased with how everything fits together. All right, let's put this thing back together. Just how we took it apart. I think it's going to be easiest to put this guy back in first. And he should be fairly obvious how he goes back in. You're just going to put him in like that. Gonna zoom out here while we're doing this. Man, you got your thermal sensor right there too. I had to tap the fan and the motor into the right position here. So just something I did off camera. Now, these can go back with a gun, but these that go into this cover, those should be done by hand so that those grommets don't come loose. But we're going to do that. Right now. Make sure everything is interacting and working good. Just hand turn that. If you want to quiet it down, a little bit of soap on the belt makes sense. That's just a bar that I steal from a hotel. So if you work in a hotel, that's what you should do. So once that's on there, now you have this piece to put back. This is pretty obvious. When you start to put this back, you'll see that there's a place where this all just kind of hooks together. That all goes in there and works like that. Now you got this little cover that goes on here, holds everything in place. So that is how all that goes in. Last step is you probably want to put these brush roller buttons, you probably want to just set those where they belong right now. You don't want to like wait till you're doing anything else. You see we have the last 4 screws here. And if you do everything right, again, the brush roller cover and all that should just seat into the right place as it is. So now we're just going to put those screws on the bottom. All right, now you just want to put your filter back in. This should be white inside and out, and if it's not, you should replace it. Think about once a year worth of use or so, maybe 6 months if you're using it a whole lot. So that's how you put together and take apart and service a Windsor XP18 or really any of this family of machine. Thanks for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Comment below and have yourself a wonderful day.